The project, Developing a Resilient Shea Agroforestry Farm Model, has an overall goal of increasing climate resilience of smallholder farms in Nigeria. In addition, it creates an avenue for additional income-generating activities for women in the shea industry. The project is part of the GSA Sustainability Program that promotes women's empowerment, decent working conditions, development of local communities, and the protection of ecosystems.
The project has as its objectives, number one, to set up a model farm. So we have one model farm here at Oyo, and then another model farm at Niger State as well. And this model farm, it's supposed to be a farm model that can easily be replicated by anybody interested in agroforestry farm model. The second objective is to undertake environmental and economic evaluations. So at the end of this project, we intend to know what the impact of the project is on the lives of the women beneficiaries. The third objective is to train 1,500 women in the 2 states. We are offering them training on climate smart agriculture. We are offering them training on how to replicate these model farms in their own farms, as well as training on shea quality and then beekeeping. That's an important area of the project. The beekeeping is serving as an additional income source for these women, whilst it's also a source of pollination for the crops and the trees on the farm. The fourth objective is to offer market linkages to these women. The women belong to cooperatives, so our partners, the implementing partners, will undertake these market linkages.
This is a 20-month project created in partnership with the GSA members, Shea Origin Limited, Salid Agricultural Limited, Raw Materials Research and Development Council, RMRDC, and PRI Global Ventures. It comes as part of the Global Alliance Against Climate Change Plus, intra-ACP program funded by the European Union.
We're also happy to say that we chose Tede because of the rural community. That community has a lot of shea trees, a lot of women processing shea, but not really having anything to do after the season is over. So with this project, GCCA project for crops, honestly, we're excited. We're happy to say these women will be sustained financially. They'll be empowered also because in the training, a lot of things that they've never learned before is now being, is being implemented in this project. So they're excited.
Some of the key concern about the shea industry is the fact that trees are not owned by anybody. People don't seem to have ownership belief. By so doing, we believe the women would see more economic viability in their activities, whereas we are engaging them in cultivation of other crops that they around, both household crops and cash crops.
This pilot project is a farm setup based on 4 components, which provides different income streams and ecosystem services. Shea trees to provide income, improve the soil, and help for organic fertilizer staple. And vegetable crops to provide hospitable habitat for bees, and year-round apiculture to help with the pollination of shea trees and crops, and income generation from selling organic honey.
This program brought to us on how to become an apiculturist is a program that has brought lots of benefits that we have not experienced before as a community. We were taught how to become an apiculturist as well as beekeeping. And this program has really alleviated unemployment for us in the community because we can make much profits from beekeeping. The program also has a future benefit for our community and for our country at large.
Under this initiative, 2 farms were set up, 1,500 women were trained, and economic and environmental evaluations of the farms were conducted.
At the start of the project, before planting anything in the farm, we have taken sample of the soil This sample, we have done analysis to check the water retention power of the soil, the nature and texture of the soil, the pH of the soil, the micro and the macro nutrients. And it has given us the necessary baseline. So after this good agricultural practice, after the harvest of the farm from the rainy season, we will take another sample. And that sample we are going to analyze again. We will find out how healthy the soil has become from the activities of the good agricultural practice and the deployment of the organic fertilizer. That baseline was given to the agronomists, which assisted them in the formulation of the organic fertilizer. Because where the phosphate is low, for example, they were able to find organic material to augment it. So that is the essence of the baseline. And analysis of the soil is going to take place like in 3 more times. We did the baseline. We are doing one as harvest is going on now. Then we are going to do another one after the dry season farming, and then a final one after the rainy season farming. So, and I bet you the result of this analysis is going to show that there is improvement in the soil. I mean, we can even see from the crops we are harvesting.
Honestly speaking, since the beginning of this project, we have benefited a lot from it. It has impacted positively in our lives. Most importantly is the fact that we were taught how to plant more than one crop on a piece of land. Unlike before, when we only plant a single crop, the intercropping of crop is great. I have learned many new things, starting from land preparation, seed selection, planting and transplanting of seedlings, nurturing the crops, and harvest of the crops. Most importantly is the fact that we were taught how to plant more than one crop on a piece of land. Unlike before, when we only plant a single crop, the intercropping of crop is great. I am thankful to the donors and initiators of this project for considering our cooperative for the project. This has shown inclusiveness, which will improve family welfare.
Agronomists were employed to work with the women beneficiaries and farmers on both farms and adapt the model to the local conditions.
The land preparation, we do the clearing of the land, then we have the plowing of the land. Immediately after the first plowing, what we did was that we added organic manure in form of poultry waste. So we left the land for 2 weeks before we did the replowing. So at our ITA, we did the selection of the crop. So the women knew how to select the viable crop, the high yielding one. So this they did. Then we now did the planting.
We decided to allocate different crops based on the physical characteristics of different portions of the land. So we decided to do the land demarcation based on what type of that plot can offer. And then we decided to also attach a particular crop to a particular plot of land based on what we feel that that very plot of land can offer in terms of yield. Before the land preparation is done, I think we did 2 stages of land preparation. We did plowing, and then we spread organic fertilizer. Then we allow it to decompose for 10 days. Then before we now do the harrowing, so that the adequate pulverization will take place, so that this organic fertilizer will be decomposed and well mixed with the soil before we now do the planting.
At the end of the project, an impact evaluation and best practice manual will be produced to encourage industry stakeholders to replicate and adapt the Shea agroforestry farm model in their areas of operation.
It's important to check to see how much it changes the lives of the participants economically. We can't do that if we don't measure it. So our role basically is to measure where are they, what's happening in their lives at this time, the kind of practices that they engage in when it comes to agriculture, Shea and all of that, and to benchmark that against the end result. So at the end of the project, we expect certain things to have happened. What has happened? Are their lives still the same as at when we met them? Or has anything changed? Has there been an improvement? Has there been a shift? So our job basically is to gauge that and see how it has transformed their lives.
And at the end of the day, we intend to not only touch lives, not only impact the lives of these women, and not only to also empower them, but also to ensure that we bring down the negative practices that cause climate change in our part of the world.
My name is Ige Victoria Olajumoke. I am the president of Ifelodun Farmers Association. This program has brought more unity and knowing ourselves the more. We really appreciate our leaders because this program has brought lots of profits for us. All of our crops and plants yielded lots of good produce and profits. It is a big opportunity and privilege for our women in Tede community.